Hello everyone, in this video we're going to talk about fixed compensatory share option plan. So the company gives its employees compensation in the form of share option or the rights to purchase company stock. And this is fixed plan, so that means it's not depending on any performance, but the amount is fixed. On January 1st, the company adopts a compensatory option plan, that's year one, and grants 9,000 share options to acquire 9,000 shares of the company's common stock with the par value of $10, with the maximum life of 10 years to 30 selected employees. $50 is the exercise price, and that's equal to the market price of the stock on this grant date. All the options vest at the end of 3 years if the employee is still employed by the company. But the company expects 10% of the options to be forfeited, so only 90% will be given to the employees. At the end of year 3, the actual situation shows that only 7,500 share options for 25 employees actually vest, and the other 1,500 are forfeited. The company determines that the fair value of each option is $18 on the grant date. The total options-based compensation cost, that's what we're going to show in this video and how to calculate that. Okay, so there are 30 employees. Each is expected to receive 300 shares. So total options is going to be 9,000 share option. And then the fair value is going to be, okay, the fair value is $18. Oops. Okay, fair value is $18. And estimated forfeited is 10%. So estimated to vest is 90%, 1 minus 10%. Okay, so if we multiply 90% times 9,000 shares, it's going to be about 8,100 shares. And therefore, the total cost will be about 8,100 times $18 each. So 145,800. That's the total estimated compensation cost. But we have to recognize compensation expense in year 1, in year 2, and in year 3. So 9,000 total options in year 1. Estimated vested is 90%. Okay, so that's going to be 9,000 times 90%, 8,100. Fair value per option is $18. So estimated total compensation cost at year 1, during year 1, the estimated total by the end of year 3 is 145,800. So that's not just for year 1, that's for the whole thing. Okay, the fraction of service period expired after year 1, of course, is only 1/3. Okay, so if we calculate 1/3 of 145,800 is 48,600, should be recognized in year 1. Okay, nothing has been previously recognized as an expense, so all 48,600 is going to be the compensation expense for year 1. And then we move to year 2. Year 2, the company still estimated 9,000, 90% vested. Okay, 8,100 share options was estimated, $18. per share option. So 8,100 times 18 is 145,800 for the whole thing. After, at the end of year 2, 2/3, 2 years out of 3 has passed. So that means we multiply 2 over 3 times 145,800, $97,200. Up to that point, the expense to be recognized is $97,200. But 48,600 has been recognized in year 1. So in year 2, we need to recognize 48,600, the same as year 1, because all the assumptions are the same. Okay, so we can prepare the journal entry because these two numbers are the same. The journal entry for year 1 and year 2 are going to be the same. So we recognize compensation expense. Okay, 48,600, and then paid in capital from share option. That's the credit. It's part of the equity, 48,600. So year 1 and year 2, the journal entries are the same. And then we move to year 3. Originally, total option was 9,000, but the actual vested 7,500. Okay, so that's about 83.33%, but that's already actual. The fair value is 18, so when we multiply that, 18 times 7,500, overall, the compensation cost is $135,000. And because that's the end of year 3, when it's vested, that's 100%. That means we are going to recognize in total $135,000. But 97,200 have been recognized in year 1 and year 2, so we have to deduct that. So in year 3 alone, it will be $37,800. Okay, so the total of these three is going to be $135,000. So in year 3, we're going to recognize compensation expense for $37,800, and the credit is paid in capital from share option. Okay, $37,800. So that's how we prepare the journal entries for recognizing the compensation expense during the 3-year period. Now, on January 5th, year 4, so after the employees receive their options, they can exercise it if they can make money out of it. They have to pay $50 for the exercise price. Yeah, $50 exercise price. So as long as the stock price in the market is higher than $50, it's good for them because they can buy it for $50 and they can immediately sell it for whatever the market price is. Okay, so number of shares on January 5, year 4, one employee exercises option to purchase 300 shares of the company's $10 common stock. The stock is selling $90. So they can buy it for $50, exercise the option, and they can sell it in the market for $90 for one share. Okay, so 300 shares, exercise price is 50, and par value is 10. So that's the information. So the company is going to get cash from the employee exercising the options, which is 300 shares times 50. Okay. And then the company is going to issue common stock at par value. So it equals 300 shares times 10. Okay. And then because these options are no longer there, they have been exercised. This paid-in capital from share option, $18 each, must be taken out for those 300 shares. So paid-in capital from share option must be put on debit, and this is going to be the 300 shares times $18 each. Okay, $5,400. And the difference will go to additional paid-in capital on common stock. Equals 15,000 plus 5,400 minus $3,000, $17,000 400. Okay, so that's how we record this transaction when one of the employee who received the stock option plan decides to exercise his or her stock option and purchase the company's common stock. That's how we prepare the journal entries related to fixed compensatory share option plan. These are the journal entry to recognize the compensation expense, and that's the journal entry to recognize the exercise of the options. Thank you for watching.